Hello, I am back. Yes, God does not have a respecter of person. And what this means to me um, is that it doesn't matter what color you are, what family you were born into, what region of the world you were born into, what your nationality is. Um, it doesn't matter. Um, it it really doesn't matter what group you belong to, what society you belong to. God is not a respecter of person. Whatever it is that you mirror, whatever it is that you present to the universe, whatever you present to God. Because if you, I hope you, I'm not dealing with super religious people who haven't I'm not going to say that, but I hope you're really not living inside of a box that you don't know that the universe is God. But anyways, whatever you mirror, whatever you present to the universe, whatever you present to God, God will work with that and show it back to you. And it doesn't have to be in the exact format. However, it will come back in the same, the content, the concept of the information, the concept of what you present to God is the same. So let me give an example. If every day you are speaking positivity, every day you are thinking positive, you are going to be mirrored back that information in your life. It's going to become a part of your life. If you do good to others, it's going to come back to you. It may not come back through the persons that you give it to, but it will come back to you. And if you do ill to others, I don't care how slick you are about it, I don't care how crafty you are about it, it will come back to you. Sometimes I've even seen it, I hate to say this, but it's true, that it will even come back, fall on some people's children. And people don't want to believe that, but sometimes that is true. You know, so many times we'll say, oh, we are waiting for this great and glorious day to stand before the Almighty, when we don't know that we are living before the great and Almighty God every day. That's why sometimes I really can't get hung up in religion, and I hope you guys know the difference between religion and spirituality. But you really can't, because you come to realize, I know that we are not perfect, that's not what I'm talking about. However, you are responsible for how you treat people. You are responsible for how you do people, what you do to people. You know, that's one of the things that David had to learn in the Bible, and some people miss that. You know, he was a great and wonderful king, but when he sent Uriah out to be, you know, front line of the army, knowing that he would be killed, because he was trying to hide the fact that he was messing around with his wife and had impregnated her, you know. And then when the prophet came to him to let him know that he wasn't hiding, I don't care what position you serve in and what you do, you cannot treat people any kind of way and expect for your life to go on as nothing has ever happened, you know, because there are consequences for that and how you treat people. That's why I don't care who people are, how great and wonderful they are, and what position they hold. I do not team up with people on somebody else to do negativity to them. You know, And so many times people are good at hiding and being crafty at what they do, and they just hurt people and do all kind of ill feelings, and then wonder why certain things occur in their life, you know, because that's what you mirrored to, that's what you presented to God, that's what you presented to the universe. So it's mirrored back to you. You know, your life is a looking glass. Here I'm paying the toll, you guys. I'm going to take y'all along this. I'm not stopping this video. So just a second. Get down my side view. In this view, can you see where my plaits? I pulled like 3 plaits out of my hair right there.
You gave me a quarter, didn't you?
Yep, sure did. You too. But I pulled some plaits out of my bed, out of my head. Those twists I had in my hair trying to hop out of the bed real quick. So you might notice a little bald spot up in there. But anyways, moving right along. Yes. You can't, you just can't. So many people do little things, and especially I see people who are really, they are really loved publicly and admired by a lot of people, and they do a lot of low down, underhanded stuff, real crafty with it, and because they know that they are going to be upheld in righteousness by a certain group of people, because they, for some, they want to be in the limelight per se, or usually that it is what it is, they want to be in the limelight. But and people don't know, and they know, some of them know, and they support they little craftiness of what they're doing. But people, you know, I didn't mean for this video really to go this route, but there are just some people who are really crafty at, you know, they're really crafty at their craft. But God does not sleep, nor does God of the universe slumber, you know. So we're not waiting for some glorious day to stand before God. We stand and we live before God every day, every day, every day. And you never know when that consequences for the actions are going to show up. But anyways, God not being a respecter of person. Once you, this is a thing that I wanted to talk about too. This is mainly where I wanted to go with this video. Once you do the inner work on yourself, because coming into this world, you have life experiences. And we may think because something is done by the majority of the people, that it's done by the masses of the people, that it is correct, or it's the most shown in the media, in mainstream media. We'll think that sometimes that is the correct way, but or there are some people who incur situations in their life that are not favorable to them. You know, they're not really favorable acts that are done to them. They're not favorable living situations, and they have to do inner work to work through those things, because in this line of work you get to meet people with dealing with all kinds of issues, and it's a great thing for people who seek out help, because there are some people that aren't seeking out help, and they're wanting to be seen a certain way and damaging other people, and living, I'm not going to go there, but in that, but anyways, but once you do the inner work, and you start to clean up your inside world, your outside world actually mirrors that. You know, that's when you're creating your world. Your outside world mirrors that. God is not a respecter of person. If you are willing to do what it takes to clean up your inside world, to clean up your thoughts, to clean up your thoughts processes, and for some of us, our whole belief system need to be thrown out the window, and just be done anew, because a lot of us, our belief systems is what's holding us back and causing us the most problems in our lives. Um, but whatever, I always say this, and this is a good example. My daughter and I, well, guys know that I go to the beach a lot. And my daughter, hold on, I have a 7-year-old daughter. And when we go to the beach, I play in the water just as much as she does, if not more. And one day we were sitting at the beach, and this is so beautiful. The scenery was so beautiful that day. And I'm just playing in the water, and I don't know, but sometimes even the little kids that are out there, it's like they think my spot where I'm playing at, like I have something hid in that spot. They kind of like push me over out of my spot. They want to be right where I was, and they want to play there because that's where it looks like all the fun is. But anyways, one day I was just sitting in the water, on the edge in the shallow part, and just basking in the scenery, um, of where I was sitting at the beach, and I was playing in the water at the same time. And my daughter came over, and she was like, "Wow, Mom," she was like, "it's so beautiful out here, and you look like you're having so much fun." And she came and she sat in my lap, and when she sat down in my lap, I whispered in her ear and I told her, um, I said, "You know what?" I whispered in her ear and I told her this. I say, "Always remember, when your thoughts are beautiful, your world is beautiful. When your inside is beautiful, your outside is beautiful." I say the universe will always mirror back to you whatever you give it. And I want her to remember that. And I know that there are instances in our lives where we go through difficult times, and that's called life. But when you are connected to God and you're connected to the universe, you will go through those times and you won't have to be pretentious. You can, yes, there's a grieving time and a process through that, and you should. But once you recover, but there are some people that really don't even hurt or break down as some people think that they should, because they're so in alignment with God. They're so in alignment with the universe. They're not experiencing life how people have taught them to, but experiencing life, um, how they're living in it, and how it's been playing out in their spirit in connection with God and the universe. And so that's one of the things that I want my daughter to know, because in this world, if you're not careful, there are some people who think that you really don't deserve much. There are some people who, if they could, if it was in their power, you would live in a shack and you would have the bare minimum of food, and you probably be wearing shoes with holes in the bottom and clothes that probably barely enough clothes. You probably look like, but anyways, probably look like you're suffering from malnutrition, or even people who probably don't even want you to exist. But if you connect with God's source, and you connect and you do the inner work, I don't care who you are, where you are over the globe, God knows where you are. The universe knows where you are. And if you do that inner work, God is not a respecter of person. It's going to manifest in your life. It's going to show up in your life. It's going to mirror. God is going to mirror it to you, because God is faithful. God is faithful, and God is waiting for you to believe and trust in Him regardless of what anyone says and regardless of what anyone thinks of you. I don't care where you started at, and I don't care where you are now. If you change that and you do your inner work and you start to believe and give God something to work with, and you will see the benefit and the results of that in your life, whether it's positive and whether it's negative. But I hope that you choose the positive. I really do. And don't let anyone sentence you to a distraught life. You connect with Source, because God is not a respecter of persons. You don't have to be a part of a clique or a secret society. Just be in tune with the Most High, and you will get whatever is due to you. God is not a respecter of persons. Thank you all for watching, and God bless.